Shooting on film is the closest you can literally get to taking a snapshot of an environment, the emotion in a room, and the memories of a life event. Capturing photons on a photosensitive strip of celluloid film can sometimes feel that you're holding in your hands the closest thing we have to a time machine. However, shooting on film has a number of drawbacks, namely its cost, its availability, and the number of exposures you're limited to take on a roll of film. Digital photography, on the other hand, has democratized photography, making it more accessible and affordable for more people to get involved in. But it doesn't quite have the same effect as film. Photos often look the same nowadays, and I sometimes feel that modern digital photography doesn't quite have the same frozen in time look and aesthetic. But what if there was a way to combine the benefits of film and digital photography that allows people to shoot photos like they're shooting on film and have the same aesthetic look and feel of film, but with the technical and financial benefits that digital photography offers? In this video, I'm going to take a look at Dehancer, a plugin for a range of photo and video editing applications, to see if indeed it can be a great tool in the arsenal of photographers. Not to replace film, but to elevate digital photos. To start off with, I just want to make it clear that whilst Dehancer isn't paying me for this review, they did provide me with the plugin for free for a month to have a mess around with it, have a play, and come up with my own views and opinions on it. All comments and opinions in this video are entirely my own, and there's been no involvement with Dehancer at all in terms of what I can and can't say in this video review. With that said, let's get into it and have a look and see what Dehancer can do. With Dehancer being a plugin for different applications, it works directly within the app, so it's not a separate application. So if you're using Lightroom, for example, you would just import all your images and make adjustments and edits like you normally would, and then you'll be able to edit each image as you would do if you're editing with Photoshop with Dehancer, and then you can apply your film profiles from there. So with this image, I made some quick adjustments to the exposure, highlights and shadows. So what I'm going to do is right click, go to editing, click on Dehancer. Now it gives you a different range of settings that you can choose. So you can edit a copy with Lightroom adjustments, edit a copy with no adjustments, or edit the original. So I'm going to just quickly select edit. So with Dehancer open, you'll be able to see that I've got the adjustments that I've made to the original image here. And you can see that you have a different range of settings that you're able to adjust. On the left hand side, we have the film profile tab. So if we select that, it will allow us to go through the different options that they have here that have all been created by Dehancer that emulate the effect of different film stocks. So I've gone ahead and selected the film stock that I like, which in this case is the Fujichrome Provia 100F. So moving on to the right hand side, there's a different range of options here that you can choose and change. So there's different input settings. So if you've got different color profiles, you can select that. And then you can make slight adjustments to the exposure compensation, for example. So I quite like it a little bit higher. And make some slight adjustments to the temperature compensation as well here. So scrolling down, this is where you have a whole range of settings. So you can change the film developer settings, film compression. You can change settings that make it appear that it's been printed on photo paper as well. And you can add film grain, halation, bloom, and different other settings here. So we'll go by these and see what we can edit. So with film developer, we can make some slight adjustments to contrast, gamma correction, color boost. I quite like a little bit of color in there, so I'm just going to add that there. We can make adjustments to film compression, which just affects like the different color science of the image. And with a quick toggle on and off, you can see the effects it's had. It just put the highlights a little bit further along the histogram here, so the image isn't as blown out. So where Dehancer is really fun, that it gives you the opportunity to go through and make adjustments to your image and make it emulate the characteristics of film photography. So if we toggle on the print setting here, we can go through and change the different profiles to make it appear like it's been printed on different photo paper. So defaults to Kodak Endura glossy paper, but you can change it to different types of paper as well. You can see the effect that has on the colours as well. So I'll keep it with the glossy paper, and you can make adjustments there, but I'm quite happy with that. And then with the colour head settings, this just gives you the ability to make some adjustments to the colours as if it's been printed. So you'll notice with Dehancer that a lot of these edits and adjustments here are actually something that you can achieve with Lightroom. So a lot of the things with like the film developer is just things that you can make with just simple adjustments to your exposure. And then with colour head is stuff that you can adjust when you're doing your grading. But where Dehancer gets really interesting is where you can add the effect of film grain, halation, bloom, film damage, overscans into your image. Unlike other photo editing apps, Dehancer is designed to emulate film photography. So for example, their film grain setting is designed to emulate the effect of film. You can see that with the slider here. Dehancer also gives you the opportunity to emulate halation, which is a unique aspect and trait of film photography. So halation is a film emulsion effect that is visible as red and orange halos around light sources. So you can see that here with the slider. So you can see the little glow around these different light sources. And this is something that Dehancer really allows you to tune and add to your image, which would be more difficult to achieve with just using Lightroom, for example. And it also gives you opportunities to add bloom, which is a soft glow or mist around bright objects that refines a vintage look. So this is traditionally achieved with an optical printer, and you can see this soft glow around here, which again would be quite difficult to do with just Lightroom on its own or even Photoshop or other editing software. And that's where Dehancer really stands out. It gives you the opportunity to make these adjustments to emulate the effects of film really easily. So I'm going to go ahead and add some film grain to this image. And when I was shooting this image, I really wish I had my 35mm camera. So I'm going to add some 35mm grain as if I was shooting it on ISO 500. I'm also going to add some halation as well, just to give it like a nice little effect of halation in this image. And the great thing about Dehancer is, while it does provide you with the different settings here that are built for the different film stocks, you can also make some custom adjustments too. So for example, with halation, you can adjust the source limiter, so you can fine tune where the halation appears in your image. You can adjust different settings like the smoothness and local diffusion, as well as the overall intensity of the different settings as well. And with Dehancer, you can easily add things like film damage and overscan, which is something that traditionally you'd have to use Photoshop for or another editing app like that. So for example, to add film damage to it, like the little scratches on film, make it look like it's been developed and aged over time. All you need to do simply is just select the different film stock that you like. So again, I'm using 35mm, so I'm going to choose 35mm. You can just click on refresh here, and you can see the adjustments that I made in terms of the scratches that might appear on some and everything. It's quite random, so just go through and choose which you would like. And again, you can make custom adjustments too. So going through these edits, I'm quite happy with this. So what we need to do now is just click OK simply. So what that'll do, will open it back into Lightroom. So now you can see that we have a version without edits, and then we also had the version without before. So this is the version, the original version. This is the version with Lightroom edits. And this is the version that we did in Dehancer. So you can compare with the original image that, yes, this looks like it was shot digitally, but with a few adjustments in Dehancer, which are really simple to do, you can give the effect that it's shot on film. So if you're out and about and you haven't got your film camera, but you decide that you want to have your photos have the effect of film, then using Dehancer is a great way for you to be able to quickly make adjustments that you would be able to do on Lightroom, for example, but they're more tailored for film emulation, so the effect that you get is a lot more effective. A small downside, however, with Dehancer, that I found anyway, is that you're not able to edit multiple photos at once. So for example, because we're editing a copy of an image, we can't easily copy the settings that have been made to another image in a collection. What we can do is open an image. So for example, we can open this image here, go into edit and go into Dehancer. And once we go into Dehancer, what you can see is that it does copy the previous edits that you made to a previous image. So it's defaulted to using Fujifilm Provia 100F, is what we used before, and the edits that we made previously. So while it is possible to add your profiles to different images in Lightroom with Dehancer, it's a little bit more difficult, a bit more time consuming than it would be if you just copy and pasting or syncing your settings with Lightroom that you would do traditionally with Lightroom edits. Another thing as well is that with Dehancer, there's no ability to fine tune with masking. So images are edited globally. So for example, if you want to change your color head settings, all your adjustments are made globally. There's no way to fine tune the adjustments to a particular range of colors or a particular area of the image in terms of an area that you've painted or an exposure setting. So just bear that in mind, is that any adjustments that you make are global, and there's no way for you to be able to mask and fine tune those adjustments to any particular part of the image. So after playing around with Dehancer, here are just some examples of what Dehancer can do with the images that I've taken before. So all of these were shot with my Canon RP digital camera, and I've just gone through and made some adjustments and edits with Dehancer to give the film emulation look. As you can see, Dehancer is a really powerful tool to be able to give you the film emulation look really quickly and easy for your different digital photographs. In addition to all the plugins that Dehancer have for different editing apps like Lightroom, Photoshop, and even video editing software like Premiere Pro, they also have a standalone iOS and Android app for you to be able to edit photos on the go on your phone, that you take on your phone or import from your camera. Included in the app are all the powerful tools that have in the desktop plugins, so you can easily adjust film grain, halation, bloom, and other settings, all designed to be easily adjusted on your phone using your finger.
The Dehancer app is a really great tool because it allows you to edit your photos on the go in the same effect as film. So if you're wanting to post direct onto social media or just have part of your photo album, you're able to do that easily on your phone without having to import everything onto a desktop version of the app. You can just do it all on the go. The app is something I've used quite a bit since reviewing Dehancer. I definitely think I'm going to be using it going forward. Just remember to shoot raw when you're on your phone and then use those raw photos because you'll have a lot more control when you're in it. Here are some examples of some photos I took on my phone and edited on the app.
Dehancer is a great tool for people looking to quickly elevate their digital photos, giving them a look and feel of film photography. With a wide range of film profiles off the bat, and a whole host of tools allowing you to further customise your photos, there are a lot of unique things you can achieve with Dehancer, regardless of your style. Although there are some limitations with the plugin, like not being able to apply film profiles to a whole host of photos at one time on Lightroom, which can drastically slow down editing time of photos, and the inability to fine-tune edits with masking. The tools available do allow photographers to easily and effectively mimic and emulate the effect of film. Whilst Dehancer won't replace film photography for me, I do think I'll have a place in my arsenal as a photographer for the moments that I don't quite have access to film stock, but I want to have that film look and feel. To finish off, I'd just like to say thank you to Dehancer for supporting this video and allowing me to review their product in a completely unbiased and honest way. If you like what you see with Dehancer and you'd like to give it a go yourself, then use the code MORECON10 to get 10% off your plan at checkout to save a little bit of money while also helping to support the channel as well. If you have used Dehancer or you're thinking about using it, then I'd love to know your thoughts down below, so just leave a comment and just let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Please like and comment down below, it really helps the channel out a lot. And if you like what you've seen, then feel free to take a look at the channel to see the other videos we've done, and I hope to see you soon.